question is, how was it to grow up with two parents at home, and at the same time, almost everybody in your neighborhood, I think probably the most of them didn't have both parents at home. What was the difference? What changed you through that?
Well, you know, it was a trip because I guess about at least 50% of the households had a father there. So this was before this crack epidemic just kind of really took that whole sense of family and just turned it upside down. So to answer your question, it was great because I was able to get the guidance. You know, a young man should be able to get the guidance of a grown man, to be able to navigate this world. So it just helped me be my own man. So the pressures of the hood wasn't to me as strong as the pressures from
home,
at the house. You know what I mean? So I'd rather deal with you in the street than go deal with Mr. Jackson. See what I mean? Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. So, what was the biggest surprise for you when you started investigating for the movie? Because you went like maybe 6 years apart without seeing the guys.
How hard it is to put this movie together. It's just hard to try to tell 10 years into 2 hours. So that to me is the most difficult part, was what story to tell and what to leave out, because it's so much stuff that happened to us. It's only one way to tell the story right, and you know, so it just was hard to get all the music rights, to get Dre involved, to get the right director, to get the movie company to give us enough money. So everything was just elevated and harder and harder and harder and harder. So, you know, it was just a difficult task. Anybody trying to put together a movie about a true story is gonna have a lot of long nights, because it's just a monster.
And at what point you had like the feeling like, okay, now we have everything in place, we could start?
Well, you know, when you get the cast, when you find the right actors, and you feel like, okay, I got the right actors, I got the right locations, I got the right camera guy, my right DP, I got, you know, the right wardrobe, the right set design. You know what I mean? We got a plan. It's like, let's go. You know, it's like having all your ammunition, everything laid out, and it's like, let's go.
I have just one question because I see the time.
What inspired N.W.A to wear a lot of black, the Raiders snapbacks, the style you have?
Well, we was trying to figure out how to look like a group, because we would all show up dressed like anything, you know what I mean? So Eazy was like, man, let's all wear black. You know what I mean? Let's, at least when you show up, have on something black. And the Raiders, it was the LA Raiders at the time, this is the Dodgers, but it was the LA Raiders at the time. They were like the bad boy football team, you know, and they wore silver and black. And so I was already a fan of the Raiders, so I would show up with the Raider gear on. A couple other guys show up with the Raider gear now. You know, it's coalition. You know, I got a special. You should try to look it up. It's called Straight Outta LA, and it talks about. It's a documentary that talks about how the music merged with the football players and that whole image and stuff. You like it?
Dope.
At first, I'm really happy you guys did this movie because I've never been to Compton, but I have Compton on my arm because that's the reason I make music today. And I hope a lot of kids will see this movie and believe everything you guys say.
Thank you for that. Serious shit. Thank you for that.
No, but I really mean it. because I'm a junkie for interviews, and I was always looking for. I've seen all the Dre interviews, I've seen all the Snoop interviews, all the Cube interviews, but from Eazy,
right?
You feel me?
Right.
You can't find the real.
Right.
You find some funny stuff, you find this, but
Right.
it was all in character.
Right.
But when you portrayed it, it felt like, okay, finally we get to see him in his real, as a human, you feel me? So
That's dope.
that's the first thing I want to say, and then now let's go to the questions. You know?
Damn, dog. Thank you. Thank you.
For you, what did you learn in this movie about your father that you didn't know, because of obviously you wasn't with him,
Right.
and what did you?
I know my father to plan everything. He strategizes every one of his moves. He's always playing chess. And when he left the group, he didn't have a plan. He didn't think, all right, I'm just gonna go solo and it's gonna work. You know, he thought he'd have to, you know, I gotta get a regular job. You know, I gotta go, it's over. So, you know, for him to be at the top of the world with his friends, you know, with his neighborhood friends, and to jump off, you know, that speaks a lot. Yeah, at like 18, 19, I don't know a lot of people that would do that. And for him to do that, to see that the situation he was in just not right, and me as a man, I just can't be here knowing that it's not right, that speaks to his character, that speaks to his integrity and his courage. And I feel that a lot of young people should look at this and see how, you know, you could see how you can handle the music business. You could see how you should carry yourself in you know, professional manners. And
I modeled everything in my
so
career on his shit, and we live in Amsterdam.
right.
You feel me?
Right. That's what's up.
As long as it speaks to you,
Yeah.
that's the effect needed.
Yeah. And maybe it's a hard question, but I've listened to the interviews and I started following you, both of you guys, maybe 4 months ago. And I saw on your Instagram you had like 6,000 people.
Right.
And this week it's maybe 100,000.
Yeah.
You didn't have the chance yet to experience the change, or did you?
Well, see, for me, I don't want to make it seem like, oh, I've always been like a popular kid, but I kind of like, I've always been a people person because I feel people. You know what I mean? That's what I like to do. I like to be able to feel people's energy. So to be able to like give people a piece of my energy and everybody love it so much is what I love. It ain't about really like being famous or like having money or nothing. It's just that instant gratification of you like, I'm gonna pour my heart into something and hope they like it. And when everybody be like, we love it, that's crazy.
It's really crazy.
That's
really
crazy. So it's more like I feel like I did everybody else a justice. Cause I had such a huge responsibility being Eazy-E that it's like, I could get this wrong so many different ways. I used to be thinking to myself every day like, man, if I get this wrong, these people gonna fuck me up. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, man, I gotta put my all into this, like every day. But at the same time, I love what I do. If I could have been playing anybody, I could have been playing Floyd Mayweather in the movie. They'd have thought I was a hell of a boxer at the end of it. You feel me? That's how I feel. You know, I feel like I gotta do justice by what's real. And yeah, I'm happy it's turning out like this. So I'm just happy that everybody happy. You know, I'm happy with them.
Dope. Yeah. Shit, it's almost time. Last question, because the hard question was, I saw the interviews and you were speaking about the fact that in the past of your life you had a lot of things to cry about, but you never did.
Yeah.
Can you just give me a small insight of what was your life like?
I give you, all right, I give you an example. He could tell you one day I came to work and everybody like, something's different about you today. Well, like, you know the time difference, like a 2-hour time difference from New Orleans to LA. So they called me like 5 in the morning. Like, yeah, they just killed 2 of my partners. Like, what? Like, yeah, they just telling me, son, you just got this movie, you about to be on, I'm telling you, you about to be on TV. Like, they didn't even make it to see the movie. I didn't even finish filming. Like I couldn't even see him to let him know how my experience was or nothing. And that was why the movie was still going on. You feel me?
Yeah, I really feel
So it's like, they got so many stories. We could be here for hours. You know what I mean? But it was real like that. It was to the point where I was just like, something gotta shake. Something gotta change. You know?
I'm really happy for you guys, man.
Thank you.
Really.
Thank you.